Assalamu alaikum. Okay, it's a little bit early in the morning here. So today, this video here is covering the Green Belt curriculum, which is the first curriculum you will do as part of the Cacoy Doce Escrima system. And there are a couple of different Doce systems. Technically there are two systems, but I'm following the Cacoy system, which is from the Supreme Grandmaster Cacoy, who passed away some years ago. And after he passed away, some of those students, senior students, have split to, they do their own thing, but we are trying to stick with the family style of the Cacoy Doce Escrima. Alright, so, okay, I'm doing this at home in our training area in the house, so if there's a little bit of noise, then, you know, please excuse me. Alright, anyway, so the first thing you do in the system is you, of course, need to have two rattan sticks. They are traditionally 73 centimeter long from end to end, and yeah, it should be rattan for training purpose. For self-defense purpose, you might use another heavier kind of wood. The thickness of the stick is about the same thickness as the thick part of your thumb, and round, of course. So you can pretty much estimate that. I would say this is about 20 millimeter in diameter. Some are a little bit thicker, but it's better to yeah, thank you. Great. Alright, yes. So we start with the warm-up. You keep the stick in your hands, and we hold the stick halfway. Alright, so we start by with straight arms, not like this, but with straight arms. We just twist. Alright, so we just whirl the stick from side to side. Alright. We do this for a couple of minutes. Yes, excuse me. Go and watch that. Good. Nobody want to do a little fighting there. Alright. Okay, so you do this for a couple of minutes, maybe for a minute, not a couple necessarily. It depends on, you know, I mean, we are in a very hot climate here, so it doesn't take a lot to warm up. Alright, so that's the first thing. Then we have another warm-up exercise, and this is simply to get the joints going and warming up. So the next one is the normal twirl, which is going here. Alright, so when you do this, you basically, you don't hold it very tight. You hold it loosely. You hold it loosely, and then you let it twirl from the side. So it's almost completely straight. Okay? So you're using mostly your wrist. As you can see, I'm not pressing my elbow into my stomach there, so you can see I'm not actually moving the arm much. So this is the twirling, and we do that with both. Alright, so we're doing down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. Alright, so that's the second warm-up exercise. Alright, another one we have is where we are going like this. So what we do is we do a backhand strike here and then there. what you're doing here is practicing a technique where you are avoiding and hitting, and you are avoiding and hitting. So this is all right. Okay. Then we have the abanico warm-up, where we simply go like this. So you're holding your arm, 90 degrees, and then you try and not to go like this with the arm, but to keep the arm in one place, and using your wrists and your hand to twist like that, and then the other hand. And try not to hit your head, so make sure you get above your head a little bit. Okay, all right. And this is simply warming up while you are using a technique that's called abanico, where you can hit people on the head, usually backhand here and forehand like that. All right. Then we have a simple figure 8 exercise, except it's a figure 8 that's lying down, not standing up. So basically, what you do is you're going 1, 2, 1, 2. So let me do it a little bit slower. All right. So you are basically going 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Then you can do the same, one hand at a time if you like, or you can do both hands at the same time, maybe after you get used to it. All right, and then you can do the same thing upwards, so you're going up, so you're doing an uppercut, so like this, and then of course the other hand, okay, and you can do those both hands at the same time. So this is basically the warm-up for the beginners. All right. Another thing we have, after warming up, we start the 12 angles. All right, with the footwork. Okay. So let me start by explaining the 12 angles. You take, you need one stick. You have one stick. All right. Focus on one stick. So here, what you're doing is you have 12 angles. Angle 1 is a straight down in front of you strike. So this is number 1. Okay. So if you're hitting, you're not stopping there. You're hitting and then you're back, or you're hitting and then you're back. You're never stopping, because that would be the time that if you miss, or if it's blocked, the opponent will of course grab your stick or do something else that will, make you not able to continue defending yourself or attacking. So it's straight down, okay, or straight down. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is the side of the head. So that means that this would be the opponent's left temple. You're hitting here, so you got number 1 and you got number 2. Number 3 is on the right side. This is number 2 is the right temple of the opponent, your left side, and number 3 is your right side, but his left side. Okay. All right. So here is number 3. Number 4 is an uppercut. So you're basically swinging up. Number 5 is another uppercut. Number 6 is straight horizontal strike. That would be to the ribs or to the hip. So from here down to here. Then we do number 7 from the other side, still horizontal. Number 8 is down at the knee. So you're striking the knee. Number 9 is on the other side, striking the knee. Okay, and then number 10 is poking or striking, punching, thrusts, you could call it. So if there's a block, let's say there's an arm here, so I would be going on that side of the arm, and number 11 would be going on the other side of the arm. Okay, so here 1, so this is 10 and 11, and then number 12 is a straightforward thrust. Okay, I will do it again one by one. Oh yeah, and then of course, let me just put the camera a little bit further back here, up, so you can see a little bit better. Alright. Okay. Alright, okay. So what you do is, you can see my feet here. Alright. Okay, I gotta, just give me a second there. I gotta put this one a little bit further down. That should do it. Okay. Alright, so I gotta get over to that side here. Okay, obviously you can hear me here. Alright, so what you do is, when you're doing the strikes, when you're doing strike 1, because you're using the right arm, that means that you are going forward with the right foot. So I'm doing number 1. Then when I do number 2, I switch to the left foot. I go and with the right foot on number 3, so I keep switching. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, and of course you can, since this is a video, you can, go back and forth and practice this, so I don't have to show that 50 times, hopefully. All right. The next thing we're going to do is, let me just see. So we're doing the 12 angles with a partner this time. So, all right. You'll be doing that. Stand there. Okay, yeah, that's good. All right. So what you're going to do now is you're going to do the same 12. Okay. Number 1 here. You're doing a block. All right. So that means when you're protecting yourself from an angle 1. Okay. Again, you're blocking. All right. Maybe more like over there. Okay. So, yeah, right there. Okay. This is good. All right. So you're doing number 1 again here. Okay. So that means I'm making direct cross with my stick, and then at the same time what I'm doing is I'm going in, blocking the hand. Okay, so every time we are blocking the hand as well as the stick, because we want to make sure we can continue and disarm or doing another technique and so on. So number 2 is from over here. Same thing, I'm making a complete cross. I'm hitting this. Under training circumstances, you would be hitting the stick. This is a training situation, so you are training and you're hitting the stick, and you are putting your hand right on top of the hand here, like this. Not like that, but on top. Okay? Alright. So what you're doing here is basically blocking. Alright? Now, another thing, if this was a real life situation, what you would be doing is, come again, you would be hitting right on the hand. This is what you would be doing. You would have the live hand or the extra hand, okay? You would have that ready, okay? Because I might hit her on the hand, and then from there I would be disarming in different ways, okay? So I get number 2 again. So But when we are training, obviously we don't want to damage the training partner, so we hit directly on the stick instead and check. We call this the check hand. Okay. Number 3, same thing but from the other side. We have the check hand here. All right. And as you can see, you can't really see that easily, but I have the right foot forward. Okay. Now, number 4 is this is a diagonal strike from below going up across. Okay. So what I do is here I do the same thing. I block directly, but of course my hand would be going further down. I'll also be checking the hand. Number 5. Same thing here, checking the hand. Okay. Number 6, same thing, checking the hand. Number 7, again checking the hand. Number 8, hold on a second. There are 2 ways to block number 8. The common way in Cacoy Doce Escrima is when you do number 8, we're still going down. Okay, but we will be, in this case, holding the hand under the opponent's hand, because if we do it across, she can go further down and hit the foot or the shin. So therefore, we put the hand under here. She wouldn't be going higher, because if she goes high, you know, she has to go all the way up here to hit me, and then she will pass me anyway. So that's not really a threat. So that means that I put my hand under. Okay, but there's another way to do the same block, and also it really depends, because the thing is, when you are in a situation of fighting, there are times when you will be having the tip of the stick down. So if you have to make a block where the stick is tipped up, the tip here, it will take time, while you could, for example, make a block like this, rather than turning the stick before you block, because that time it takes, a person who is trained can hit you 3 or 4 times before you even turn this. All right, you can go very fast. Escrima is a very, very fast martial art. So what we do is we also train where we put the tip of the stick down and the hand on top. Okay, and that's obviously we switch the hand to up, because if we put it under here, she can go up and hit my shoulder or my head. So therefore, but if she goes down, it will be too far down anyway to be any danger for me. All right. So we do number 9. So as before, we're checking below. All right. We're checking below. Or if we are having tip down, we are checking above. Okay. All right. And then we do number 10, and this is a strike. So you're trying to strike with the tip of the stick into my head or into my face, maybe on the side of the head, or on the neck, or on the chest. So this whole area here is where it would be. So when she strike again, I would block, and then I would position the hand directly. Okay. In this case, it could be under, and it could be above. It depends on how your hand is positioned. But basically, because we have widened the hand like this, so basically we are able to make another technique after this, or here we could do another disarm and so on. Okay. And then number 10, so it's number 11. After that, we are here, and we do the same. We do the same position with the hand and block. And as you can see, pretty much every block, except for all the way down, is pretty much a direct cross. You know, for what do you call it? Straight angles or right angles? Right angles. Okay. All right. And then we do number 12. And number 12, yeah, just keep it there for a second. Number 12. If I have my stick down, if I was doing something where my stick was down and then it's coming towards me, I might be going like this. right? But I might also be up here, so if I have to go first here and then block out, it would be easier to simply snap the stick like this and then at the same time check the hand, okay? I could also in this situation block this way. So it depends on which side you want to go to, okay? Alright, since this is to the middle of the body, alright? So we treat it a little bit like a number one, okay? But as we see number one, if you do number one again, here, we usually do number one like that, but number one can also be right there. It all depends on which side we're going to. The one is not happy there. Okay. Alright, so let me show again slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 11, and 12. I used to do it this way, but as I showed before, you can do it in different ways. All right. So that's what you're doing. That's the stripes. Okay. So just quickly, can you step a little bit forward there, a little bit more? All right. So what we are doing is when we are making these stripes, again, number one is just I'm just demonstrating. Okay. So number one is straight down. Okay, straight down the top of the head, okay, or into the face, or into the chest, okay, because I might be down here and then I might be hitting straight into, so the top of the stick is going to be hitting right in the chest, right there, okay, so it depends, okay, alright, so number one, straight down, number two is side of the head. Okay, the temple, the jaw, the neck, okay, could be the shoulder. Okay, so this is the area we're doing for number two. Number three is the other side, same target, temple, shoulder, or the side of the neck. Number four is more like a slash. So this is more if the fact is when we are using a stick, we are actually imitating a sword. Okay, so this is like a slashing. Or of course, if somebody is hitting me number one, I go here. All right, I might go to the side and not block, but instead going straight into the rib cage. So I'm hitting straight into the rib cage. All right. Okay, so number four could be into the rib cage as a hit, not a slash necessarily, because we are not having a sharp edge. So if I just draw it across her body or the opponent's body, it won't be doing a lot of damage. But if I smash, striking on the rib cage like this, it will be quite destructive. So number four, number five is the opposite, simply up towards the ribcage under the arm. So any area from the armpit to the hip is basically where I'm hitting. So if you can imagine, it's just going to be smashed right across there from a 45-degree angle approximately. All right, and all this is not like you have to be every time it has to be measured and oh, this is a right angle, this is a 45-degree, 90-degree, or whatever. Because it all depends on the fighting situation. It has to be realistic, and you're not always in a position where, when you're training, you might be standing like this, and you might be standing like this in a fighting situation because of some other reason. So it's you just focus on doing the training until all the muscle memory is working, you know, in your favor. All right. So we got number 5. Then we got a cross, and number 6 is basically, and don't forget to keep the check hand right in front of you. Okay? So I go across, horizontal, and across with number 7, and down to the knee, number 8, and the other knee, number 9, and then number 10, straight to the face, number 11, straight to the face, and then again number 12. And try and practice your footwork. Okay, what you can do is, what some people do is you can put some sticks down. Okay, so you follow the sticks. I can't really see that here, but okay. So you put some sticks down like in a V shape, and then what you do is you go forward, and then you go back, position the foot together, and then you go to the other side. So when you are using the stick, alright, you practice that footwork, and then you can do the other side. So that means that from putting it like this, now we're putting it like that, so we go backwards. So I go in front of the sticks, and then I go backwards instead of going forward. Alright, and then you can, after that, you can put it like an X. So I go forward, I go backwards, I go forward, I go backwards, while you're doing the 12 angles. Alright. Okay, what's the next thing? We got a little entertainment there. Alright, so we got the 4 count and the 6 count for this curriculum, and the first one is a 4 count, okay, which we are doing an open, is meaning that we are having the sticks this way. So there are 2 ways that we start with the sticks. We can be standing like this, or we could be standing like this, or we could just be standing like this, depending on the situation. So this is open, and this is what we call chambered position. So we got the open stick, and we got the chambered position. So we're doing the open 4 count first. The way it's done is you first hit the first, we count while we're doing it. Now, when we are counting some of these 4, 6, 3 combination, we're not counting the name of the strike. So when I say 1, it doesn't mean I'm doing number 1 in the striking sequence, in the 12 angles. Okay, it just means that I'm counting to keep track of what I'm doing. And it also makes it a little easier. You're not counting during a fight, obviously. Okay, so I'm doing number 1. Sorry, I gotta be starting with the open 4 count. So I'm doing number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. So I got 4 strikes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, and we're hitting like a diagonal in front of us, and in front of us, and in front of us. Okay? So that's the 4 count. So I'll do this with the partner, training partner here. So we are saying 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4. You might be in a position that you have a training partner, but not always, and you want to do some training besides the normal training, or you might have joined a class somewhere. You can use something that is a very good tool, and that is basically, let me just move that before I continue, if you can see right there. Okay, I basically got this old tire that is not being used anymore, so you can take this tire and you can find some beam somewhere, alright, and then I tied it with some rope so it doesn't move too easily. It's a little bit flexible, but you know, it's nice and heavy, so it doesn't move very much. No, that's not even my stick there. Alright. Okay, alright, now that's my stick. Okay, so what you do is you can use this, just 1 tire is enough for 1 person. And of course we have a whole bunch of tires stacked up here, which has another advantage. But the most versatile tool for training Escrima is just 1 tire like this. So what you can do is you can do your practice. So you hit 1, 2, 3, right? And then 4, 5, 6, 7, and of course if I had 2 ties I could have tied that because the beam doesn't go all the way down, so I can't put another, but you could put a second tire, so you can use that for striking the knees, okay? And then 7, 8, 9, and then at 10 is you're just poking the tire, and 11 is also poking the tire, and then 12 is also poking the tire with the stick. So you can use that system, and it also works really well when you're doing the combination. So if I do my 4 count here, open 4 count, I say 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so you can use that, and it's a good practice to have something other than your training partner's stick. If you are hitting the sticks, it's not the same as hitting a person. So the tire is not exactly like a person, but it does give a good, what do you call it, resemblance of hitting something that doesn't move away too easily. Hitting a stick, usually the stick will move very quickly, but hitting a body, okay, of course we don't like to go around hitting people, but if it is for self-defense, it's good to know how it will react, because it will be different, okay? So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? All right, maybe you can come over here. All right, so after this 4 counts, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, I go a little bit down, you can, pretty much, the 4 count is not specific to, you have to hit the head each time, okay? You could practice so you're doing 4 hits to the head, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can say, I will try a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I hit head, head, knee, knee, for example, okay? It's just an exercise to get that coordination, all right? That's basically what it's for. So next, after the 4 count, we have the 6 count. So in this case here, what we do is we hit first, a little bit closer, all right? We hit up, down, up with the same stick. And then the other stick, up, down, and up. Okay, go a little faster. Like that, okay? Of course, if you are training here, I wish I had 2 tires connected here, but unfortunately, because the other one can't really be tied to it, because it's not the beam starts, this beam starts around here. Otherwise, I will put another tire to do the key. Okay, good. All right, so you can practice the open. So you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's how you can practice by yourself the 6 count. So what we do now is we combine the 4 count and the 6 count. Okay, so we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see, so what we're doing here is we're just combining them or doing one and then straight to the next one. And now we'll try and show you on the tire here as well. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? And of course, if you have the space to put a whole bunch of tires and stacking them like that, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, which is better, but not many people have or want to have a stack of tires in their home somewhere. Unless if you have a garage, then you can turn it into. This is actually the garage. I'm standing in a garage right now, and we don't have a car, so we use it as a training area. Okay. So that's the combination: the 4, open 6, and combine. Then we go into the chambered 4 counts. The chambered, as I showed you before, chambered is having it all on one side. And what we're doing is we are putting 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have those 4 counts. Alright, and I will show you on the tie as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and with the training partner, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that's very simple and easy. Can I help you?
Yes.
Alright, okay. Okay, go and watch the movie. Okay? I gotta hug everybody first. Okay. Alright, anyway. Yeah, be careful there. Go on. Alright. So we're doing the 4 count, right? Yes. So we're doing the 4 count. And then we're doing the 6 count, also chambered. And that is 1, 2, 3. Okay? So let me show you here. We are going 1, going back, 2 here, and 3 here. So that means we start on one side and end on the other side. Okay? And then again 1, 2, and 3, but going back and under. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? I will show you on the tie as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So here we do it with the partner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just like before, we combine the open 4 and 6 count, so we're doing that same thing right here. But here, to make it a more fluid exercise, we are ending it with a 3 count, which is half of the 6 count. So we end up in the other side, which I will demonstrate here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see now I'm here where I started, so if I keep doing this I will just be practicing one side, so instead I do number 3. 1, 2, 3. You see, which is half of that 6 count I was just making. So now I'm here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and I'm back where I started. You see, very simple. So let me show you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3. 1, 2, 3. See, so I start now here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright? 1, 2, 3. So I end up every time in the opposite side, so I will be equally practicing both sides. Alright? What do we have next? That's the 4 count. And of course you can combine, you can do the open, you can combine the open and the closed and so on as you wish for more training. What do we have? Licos. 4 counts. Okay, this is a little bit maybe the most tricky part of this curriculum. So I will just put the stick here for a second. All right. Okay. So Licos is basically is a little tricky movement. So if I'm standing here, I'm turning the stick. I'm basically very subtly. It's a very subtle movement where you just go in and hit the side of the head. Okay. So let me see how best to put it. Okay. Maybe you can just come here. All right. Closer. All right. There. Okay. So if I have my stick here, all right. Normally I might be hitting like this, like a number 1, 2, 3, like a number 3 here. All right. Well, what I would do is, let's say she have a stick up. She thinks that I'm going to hit number 3, so she will be blocking number 3, but what I'm doing is I'm hitting here. But because she's pushing, her force is going towards my stick, so to avoid being hit, because the force of this stick when I'm hitting really hard is quite powerful, so she really have to put energy. So what I'm doing is I'm just sneaking around the stick, or I might even bluff, pretending to hit. So I'm pretending, and then I go in here. So I'm just switching quickly to the other side and hitting. So from the direct angle, it's basically I'm pretending I'm here, but then I go turning the stick. So it just hits, and it doesn't have a huge amount of force, but because it's a precise, it's like sniping. You just need one bullet, you know. Okay, so you're basically doing like this here, and then from there you're turning to a backhand. Okay, so you're hitting here, the side of the head, and then you're turning. I'm not making a movement like this because this would be another technique all together. So you're hitting in here, and then what you're doing is you're just turning your wrist and turning your forearm. Your elbow is pretty much staying in the same place, except it's now turning downwards. And then you are hitting across the face. So it's 1, 2. Okay? And from here is 1, 2. Alright? Don't know how you get a little closer. So it's here and then here. So it's a very subtle like that. Okay? So that's what we consider as a likos. The terminology from one system to another is a little bit different, so that's how it is. So you might hear it called different things actually. So we're doing the likos, and now we have a likos exercise where we basically go in. Let me see how best to do this. Let's do like this, like that. Okay. Can you see the whole tire? Ah, there. Alright. Just like that. Okay, now you can see the whole tire. Okay, it's a little bit difficult because the tire is black maybe. So what I do here is I'm hitting here, and then I'm hitting here. So I'm trying to hit, you see, if let's say this is the shoulder of the tire. Okay, this is 2 shoulders. Alright? Well, let's just imagine that this is the side of the head, all right, and this is another side of the head, right here. Okay, so this is the face. Okay, so when I'm hitting, I'm basically hitting the temple here, and then I'm turning and hitting straight onto the face. So it looks like this, right there. So you're striking and striking. Okay. And you can do that on the other side as well. I might be over here pretending to hit the opponent on this side, but what I'm doing is I'm switching here. I'm hitting and then I'm striking down. So I'm hitting with the tip, just with a couple, maybe 10 centimeter. I will be hitting right this side, right in the temple, right there, and then I will be turning and going down. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, and the other side here, 1, 2. So this is the likos method. It's a very subtle technique, but can be very effective. And I think it's indigenous to, if that's the right word to use, to the Doce Party's Escrima system. Maybe the others have some other similar. All right, so let's see if we can continue from that. All right. So when we have this, as I said, we hit and then we hit the back, the face with the backhand, and then at the same time here, I might be going like this, pretending, and she will be blocking, thinking, oh, and then I will be going straight into the likos on the other side, and then hitting there. You see, I'm inside her defense area because her stick is already out. So I'm doing like this, hitting. What? You want to hit me now? You finished? Okay, can I get a hug? Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, so that's the licos. So when we are training these, we have a number of, just like we have the 4 and the 6, and we have the 12 angle, we have a way of practicing. Okay, and of course it's not necessarily only focus on the licos, but we have different exercise. So what we're doing now is the licos drill. So let me start with one stick first. So we're going 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Okay, so that's the first one. Then we have an abanico. So that means we hit on each side. Okay, and then we have cross strikes. And then we have cross strikes from uppercut. Okay, and then we have across the body and across the legs. And we count this as a 12 count as well, but don't think this is the 12 angles that we were doing in the beginning, alright? So we are saying 1, 2, let me do it a little slower, that's too fast. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9, 10, 11, sorry, it's 11 and 12, alright? Because we're not doing 4, we're just doing across the body and across the legs. Oh, is that a ninja car? Wow! Okay, alright, so we do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11 and 12. Okay? Alright, maybe I'll do it from the back here. Hopefully you can see me. Hey, you gotta go in there. Right? So you don't get hit with the stick. You got it, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I hope that's not too complicated. But as I said before, you can rewind and play it again, and you can, if you have a good software, you should be able to do it in slow motion. You can put it on half speed, quarter speed, or whatever. All right. And then we have the same, okay, oh yeah. And then of course, then we do the same thing with the left hand before we do with the double stick. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So you see, now we're going, before we start 11 and 12, now we do 11 and 12, like that. Alright? So then, we're doing with 2 sticks, and this is basically concluding the green belt curriculum. Alright. So we start 1, 2, 1, 2, sorry, 1, 2. Let me start over there. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright? Then we go 1, 2, 1, 2. And then 1, 2, sorry, I should count to 12. Okay. I'm too busy seeing to make sure that you can cover it. Now. You want banana? No, no. Oh, excuse me for the noise here. It's a real noise machine. Okay. All right. So we start. Go outside. Yes, obviously. Okay. So we start here. All right. So we say 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 10, 11 and 12, 11 and 12. Alright? Okay. Let me do it again. Hope you can see it properly here. Okay, let me just go a little bit back here because this one is probably the most complicated of them all. Okay. Alright, so this should be pretty easy to see. Let me see how far. Okay, that should be good. Okay. So starting here, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we go 3, 4, 3, 4. And then 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 10, 11 and 12, 11 and 12. Alright. Okay. Adam, stop doing that. Just do it. Alright. Okay. So this is concluding the green belt curriculum for the Cacoy Doce Escrima. So once you have completed this and you feel confident, if you want, you can send me a video demonstrating with a partner, at least on some of those exercises. And if I'm satisfied with the performance, you might be able to go to practice the brown belt, first brown belt. There are 3 levels of brown belt, so you will go into the first level. Alright, so until then, Assalamu alaikum.